Hello everyone, I'm Nikita from Atikin Games. To help first-time game creators, Hero Time has sponsored me to make this series of videos explaining how to use Kickstarter and to launch your first Kickstarter campaign. My intention for these videos is to show you the basic ins and outs of the Kickstarter platform and running a campaign. We will cover setting up your campaign, your rewards, building your campaign story, and many other facets of Kickstarter that you may or may not have heard of. As a quick introduction to me, I'm the founder of Atikin Games. I design and publish my own independent board games, and I fund these board games using Kickstarter. I've launched 4 Kickstarter campaigns in the last 2 years, and all of them are funded. I've built up a lot of experience in this short space of time, and honestly, having my own games published is a dream come true, and I'd love to help other people to reach that milestone as well. Hopefully, over the course of this video series, you'll learn some helpful tips from me. But the absolute most important thing to learn is that even with the audience Kickstarter has, if nobody knows about your game before it launches, then very few people will support it. You need a loyal fan base for your game who will back it on day one so that Kickstarter's popularity algorithm will push it up higher in the search facility. I'll start by assuming you have no prior Kickstarter knowledge whatsoever, so feel free to skip the subjects that you know well and tune in to the subjects that you may need help with. What is Kickstarter? Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform. What that means is that everyday people, your friends, family and strangers alike, can put money towards your project in return for a reward. Usually this reward will be a copy of your game once it's published. Kickstarter itself is an all-or-nothing crowdfunding platform, which means you set your goal and the duration for your campaign, and if in that time you don't raise that amount of money, your project has failed. Now hopefully that won't happen to you, but it's important to be realistic, and over 60% of Kickstarter projects do fail. Is Kickstarter the only platform to use? No. There are many other popular crowdfunding websites that you may have heard of, like GoFundMe or Indiegogo. They operate similarly to Kickstarter, but each has their differences. For instance, you'll see a lot of charity fundraising on GoFundMe, and Kickstarter doesn't allow for those types of campaign. One advantage they have over Kickstarter is that unlike Kickstarter, platforms like Indiegogo allow you to partially fund. However, if you set your goal correctly, which will be covered in a future video, then this shouldn't be a concern. Which platform do you recommend? I personally recommend Kickstarter for board game designers, as there is already a well-established tabletop gaming community on Kickstarter. To date, over 27,000 tabletop gaming projects have successfully funded on Kickstarter. Also, the chances of funding on Kickstarter are a lot higher than on Indiegogo, for instance. Lastly, even if you don't fund the first time around, you can always try again. I've seen plenty of board game designers do fantastically their second time around. See you next time.